talk about.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going, Sky?
It's going pretty good. Surely we don't use this as the real intro, right?
I think it'd be really funny if we did, though.
Surely not.
Surely. Sky, so last night hey.
Hello, pod. I guess this is the intro.
We've done it. We've crafted the perfect intro to a podcast.
This is top tier stuff. There was probably about 50% silence in that intro.
Yeah, they get it though.
They
Sky, last night. So you remember how last night we were playing and then you were like, I'm gonna go, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go eat.
Yep.
So I went and I ate the mac and cheese.
Uh-huh.
I ate all of it.
I noticed. I was gonna have some today, and it was all gone,
I ate all of it.
which is fine. You know, fair enough. Hungry boy.
And then I was like, I'm hungry. And then I was like, man, I'm tired. I'm gonna go lay down. And then I laid down for a bit. And then I was like, ooh, my stomach kind of hurt.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm fine though.
Okay.
And then a few minutes passed, and I was like, not fine. And then I went in the bathroom, and then I had a bit in the bathroom where I was like, oh my god, am I gonna die? Like, I was sweating. My face was covered in sweat. My abdomen burned.
Jesus
top to
Christ.
bottom, burned. And then I went back and forth from like being ready to like throw up into the toilet to just like sitting on the toilet and be like, oh my god, until I was sitting on the toilet and I just threw up onto the floor.
Jesus. So that's why the
Yeah.
fucking we have like a bathroom mat in there, and it was just gone this morning. I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to that.
Yeah, I threw up all over it. I just
God damn, man.
dropped mac and cheese all onto it, bro. Dude,
How did it taste coming back up?
It didn't. I was too upset, basically.
It just went.
Yeah, dude, because I was so scared because I fucking I heaved a little bit, and it hurts my sternum so bad. It is genuinely a 10 out of 10 pain.
Jesus.
Like, I'm not, in no way am I exaggerating. It's awful.
Jesus, man.
And so like I threw up on the floor and not in front of the toilet because first of all we gotta fucking clean that toilet. That toilet's dirty as shit.
Yeah.
We like I didn't sit in front of it for a lot of it because I was like I might throw up just looking at it. It's bad. But no, I was like trying to calm myself down because I was scared because it hurt.
God damn.
So I was just sitting on the toilet being like but half the time I couldn't breathe in all the way. I would get like a quarter of breath. And it was bad.
God damn. I didn't realize that after I got off for the night, you were fighting for your fucking life.
It was tough. It was bad. I'm good now. We're past it.
I feel like if it weren't good now, we wouldn't be sitting here laughing about it.
I mean, it'd be really funny though.
Dude, if you were gonna die somehow, you having like your chest explode from eating too much mac and cheese at 2 a.m. after Thanksgiving is up there in being funny. That's up there. Like, I think you would understand if I laughed about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, you're good. That's funny. You know me.
I would be quite upset, but there would be a little part of me that's just like,
this is exactly how you wanted it to go.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would be like, this is what he would have wanted, and I would have just smiled through the tears a little bit.
And then I'm just sitting there on the floor, like not dead yet, but clearly there is no signs of me being there anymore. Like I can't move anything. My eyes aren't moving. I can't blink. Nothing's happening. I'm just on the floor, but I'm still there a little bit, and I can just see you laughing. I'm like, we're good. Mission accomplished.
I love the idea of you just being completely gone, not even able to say anything, but you just see me there, and I realize what's happening, and I just smile at you, and you smile back before you pass on. And then I radio into base and just go, mission success. 1 KIA.
And then you disappear, never to be seen by anyone you've ever spoken to ever again.
Yeah, the last time anybody ever sees me, I'm out on like a cliffside spreading your ashes before the credits roll. I just watched a MW3 campaign playthrough, so I got it on my mind.
Dude,
That's what I was making a joke
You
about.
said that. You said that, and I was like, "Damn, I've seen it. Where's that from?" I was like, "I've seen that somewhere. Where is that from?"
Dude, it was my first time actually really seeing anything from the campaign. Wow.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
it just isn't very good.
Yeah, there's not much to be said about it that hasn't already been said, but that was my first exposure to it, and
It's kind of boring.
oh man, that's bad.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that like in my head, most of like this is a COD problem of like COD like the MW campaign being super boring, and
Yep.
the MW2 campaign also being pretty boring.
Yep.
It was better than this one, but it was pretty fucking boring.
It was better by a
But not much.
marginal amount.
Not much. But and in my head, that's like a new COD problem. It's in my head. It's like, yeah, this is COD having like its soul is gone. You know.
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
think that's more of an issue with the Modern Warfare games. Like,
yeah. I'm saying in my head that's what it is.
I guess it
is
was
that, like,
also a thing with Vanguard though, is the Vanguard campaign was also pretty boring.
Yeah.
Better than this one for sure.
But yeah, in my head, it's like Black Ops 2 came out and they released all the DLCs and then they lost their soul, and that was it. And then Black Ops 3 came out and they were like, and then it was gone again. but that's not right. It's not the new COD because Cold War's campaign fucking banged.
Yeah, Cold
It
War
was so good.
Cold War had a really solid campaign. It also had actual missions the whole time.
Yeah, not nothing.
It was actually structured and things happened.
And dude, it is so upsetting to me that they fucking whiffed Soap dying. They whiffed it.
Yeah.
It's like kind of all right, but
I mean, I feel like after actually like seeing it in the context of everything, I feel like it could have worked if they changed like everything about it. Like the idea of it being just like a really quick boom, Soap just
Yeah.
gets shot and is dead.
Mhm.
That's an interesting idea, and I feel like, you know, they could have done something with that. But the whole lead up to it and the rest of the campaign, and then also just watching it, seeing the scene where where they first capture Makarov, and then Makarov's just like, "I'll meet you again, MacTavish," or whatever, and it's just like, he's just like, "I'll see you again one day." And he specifically mentions Soap, and you're just like, okay, he's just gonna kill Soap at
Yeah.
the end of the game. Then okay,
and then they go into the mission and then they're like,
yeah, and
and
then,
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
somebody's not making it
you're
out.
like, oh, this is the mission where Soap dies, dude. In the playthrough I was watching, the guy was like, the guy was like, he got to the last mission, and first of all, he just played through the MW2 campaign, and the ending missions are both called Countdown in both games, and he was like, oh, this is the same ending mission name. That's funny. And then he was like, oh, wow, this is the last mission. That's crazy. But then it showed some, like, setup for, like, it showed, like, the redacting of the files and, like, the end cutscene before they showed them, like, doing the shit with Soap. And he was like, oh, okay, we're gonna, like, wrap up. We're gonna go get Makarov, and that's gonna be the end of the game. And then they did the cutscene where they spread Soap's ashes, and it cut to credits, and he fucking lost it, bro. It was so good. Just the shock of that being the end of the game.
That being it. That's all of it.
That's where it cuts off at. That's the end of the campaign.
That's it, guys.
Oh my god, it's so funny, dude.
It's so funny. It's just not. It's nothing.
Also, just the image of fucking Ghost being there with his mask on still.
It's so. Why just take it off? Take
That
it off.
that could have been a cool moment where they show at the end of the game as like a respect thing. They show Ghost like take off his mask
Take it off.
and just be there as like a person. But then Ghost takes off the mask at the end of the game. He's Makarov. Shoots Price and Gaz in the head.
Dude, that would go crazy. That would be nuts. And then he just fucking kills Shepard, and that's all right.
Yeah, the Shepard kill. Watching that in context, that was like one of the only things that actually happens in the game.
Yeah, but again, I feel like they were just like, "Fuck, nothing happened here, man." We
Yeah,
gotta
they were
do
like,
something."
"That's the fucking end credit scene." The post credit scene is the only plot that happens other than Soap dying.
Also, like, is him killing him just because he's like tired of dealing with it? Is it like he's like, we do all this shit. I don't want to.
I mean, because all of the Modern Warfare campaigns, the whole thing is like, if you don't see like if you don't kill somebody, they're gonna come back and fuck you over.
Yeah,
that happened like 17 times throughout the game.
So is he just going, I'm not dealing with it anymore?
Yeah, it was just like the writers were like, we can't just keep leaving these people alive.
Yeah.
And the characters look dumb as fuck because they're always like, oh, we didn't see the body, but we know he's dead. Boom, Graves is back. Fucking
Yeah.
okay.
What happened
Valeria broke out. Oh, Makarov was in jail. He broke out. We could have killed him. We didn't.
Makes no sense.
And they just keep doing that.
Makes no sense.
Watching a playthrough of someone who
Did you see them pull Shepard out of the water? He was in the water for so long, and they just brought him out.
And he's just walking through the fucking tundra in like a jacket.
And they gave him a gun.
He was so wet.
Why did they give him a gun?
How did he not die there?
How
Dude,
did he not die?
Gaz is so fucking stupid. Oh, Captain Pross, we should give him a gun at least. No jacket.
No fucking jacket.
No fucking jacket for this jackass, but give him a Glock 18.
What? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, what the fuck is Shepard gonna do with a Glock in the tundra anyway, except for shoot you in the back of the head?
There's like it does nothing for you.
Like he's not useful.
Yeah, like we're in like open field. Like we are on a fucking ice lake. There's people coming from a distance. The fucking pistol. Think for seconds, please.
God damn.
And then who are the only people that are close enough for the Glock to be useful? You.
Yeah.
It's just you. And then nothing happens. And it doesn't kill any of you.
Yeah, I think it would be stupid for Shepard to shoot somebody, but it would be interesting. And then there was like that one scene where it was like the fake out where you have to like grab Shepard's hand on the helicopter and then just nothing happens again.
Yeah, I said yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that one.
There was some scene where it was like you got to board a helicopter. It might just be it's just like a reference to it where it's like Shepard sitting there and he's like, grab my hand, and you have to interact with the prompt.
Okay, one of those.
Yeah,
dude, it makes me upset thinking like about all of the times in like the old Modern. I'm doing the old Modern Warfare thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever someone dies in the old games, it was like, oh shit, either it's going crazy, or oh my god, I loved that guy. Why is he dead now?
Yeah.
When Gaz died in COD 4, I was so sad.
Dude.
The final mission in COD 4 is so sad. Every fucking Sergeant, it's Griggs, right? That's his name? You remember Sergeant Griggs?
Sounds right.
Him with his fucking M249 saw, just trying to defend you as you're like, I think he's like trying to pull you into cover because you're like hurt, and he's trying to pull you away, and he just gets fucking shot. And it's so sad. And then Gaz is trying to fight up to shoot fucking Zakhaev, and Zakhaev just kills him.
Dude.
He just fucking shoots him in the head. Just kills him dead right there.
Dude.
It's the worst fucking thing ever. Because you can do nothing. You just have to watch it. You just have to watch. Because you're fucking like gone. It's so sad. And then WWE2 has hitters all across the board.
Yep.
When Ghost and Roach died, Jesus Christ.
Yep. That was fucked up.
I was so fucked up. My mom. I walked downstairs after it happened. I was like dazed. I was just looking like I was out of it. I was looking for. I just walked down there. My mom was like, "Oh my god, is something wrong?" Like she like in my house it was like stairs, turn to the right, and you're in the living room, and in the back left corner of the living room was the computer.
Yep.
So the entrance to the room and the computer were like this far away. So I walked down, and then I turned the corner into the living room. My mom was at the computer, and then she like rushed off the computer. I was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I was like, "Mom, Ghost and Roach didn't make it." and then she was like, "Oh my fuck." And I was like, yeah, it's fine, but it's bad. And I'm very sad.
That's fucking funny, dude. God, it's all of the shit in the old campaigns was so much like better than everything in the new campaigns. It's fucking the new Modern Warfare campaigns are so dog shit when you look back and you compare them to the old ones. It's insane. Just like fucking in COD 4, we're never gonna get something like the nuke scene again. Nothing nearly as impactful as that.
Dude, it's oh my god.
That to me, like having not the same level of like emotional attachment to the characters as you do. Like I still the nuke scene is something that like I think about sometimes.
It's
still. Like,
so good.
Like that is such a memorable moment to me.
Yeah.
And we're never gonna get anything even comparable to that in one of these modern games.
Yeah, it's dude. And then they have fucking what's his name? Who's the guy who's at the very beginning of the game? What's his name?
In which game?
In COD 4. Like you know the guy pulls you out of the car and then like puts you on the fucking statue.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Dude, when the mission where you have to fucking track him down and you have him like tied to the
Oh,
you're
yep,
asking him
yep,
questions.
Yep.
And then like you're like trying to get shit. You're like, okay, let's make sure we get all the information we can out of him. And then Price just fucking domes him. I was like, holy shit, what a goat.
Yeah. You're never gonna see something like that in the new games because they just go, "Oh, we don't have military clearance to capture.
We gotta escape.
He hasn't broken any laws. We can't kill him. We can't capture him. We have to let him go."
All right, but we gotta get out of here. So take this. Take this. It's like, doesn't make any sense.
Or they'll be like, "Oh, we're locking you up," and he's gonna go, "I'll get out. I'll make it out." And then he's in one mission, and then he gets out during one of the battle passes, and that's Valeria.
And then, dude, just the MW2 campaign was so good. I used to be a kind of a hater on it. I'm pulling back. I'm full out on being an MW2 campaign hater. Still an OG MW2 hater, but not a campaign hater anymore.
Okay.
Dude, the level of like the escalation post Ghost and Roach dying because it's like the entire game, you know, like in like the 4th or 5th mission of the game, it's fucking no Russian.
Yeah.
You know, and so you're like, oh, so this guy's a piece of shit. He's awful. And then in like the first fucking post Ghost and Roach dying mission, it's like, oh yeah, now we gotta work together with Makarov to fuck up Shepard.
God damn.
And now I will never forget the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'll never forget it. I know it. It's in my head for the end of time.
Yeah, dude. And fucking in MW3, World War III happens.
What the fucking the Eiffel Tower?
That shit.
That falls over.
That at the time was made fun of for being so excessively over the top that it was absurd. I would take that
Hell no.
a million times
that's
over
hype.
what we got in this MW3.
Dude,
like things happen. That's like fucking World War III is happening. Shit's going crazy. Like MW3 OG is like a crazy over the top action movie where shit's just like fully balls.
Always going crazy all the time.
That's so much better than the boring ass milsim like bullshit, but also the characters are dumb as fuck in the modern games.
Dude, the characters like
they're so stupid.
They're so
what
stupid,
the fuck?
and they're so completely uninteresting. I don't give a shit about any of these guys.
It sucks too because I really like the voice actors. Like
yeah,
the characters, if they had better writing, would be fucking great. The people that they cast and all the models and stuff, the cinematics look great, they sound good. But they're so dumb. The writing betrays them.
It doesn't make any sense.
Every turn.
Dude, like Mac messaged me the other day and was like, "Do you like Soap or Price more?" Because she's like trying to find like presents and shit for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, in their current iterations, I could not care less about any of them. I don't care. OG though, Soap is my guy. I loved Soap. Yeah, like oh my, I love Soap. I like it was very, it was a big thing for me and like the idea of like. Because, you know, I don't like when you're in a campaign and, like, your character is talking. Because for me, like, I am that person, you know? Like, that is my character in the game, and I don't want them saying things that I might not say. So I'd rather them just not speak at all. Because then I can kind of, like, have my own interactions with it, you know? And I can kind of see it my own way. When if I'm fucking Soap in MW3 and Soap is talking, then I don't, you know, that's Soap. And I don't know. Along with them all being uninteresting, it's fucking stupid. But dude, also the fucking, oh my god, the mission in MW3 where it's post Soap dying in MW3 also goes crazy.
Yeah.
It like when you have the mission with like the American guys and you're like you have to go down to the fucking big bunker and then you have to escape and then the fucking helicopter comes in you like saved like the senator or president or whatever the fuck. You have to save that guy, and you're trying to like get out of there, and the fucking American guys can't come with you because like you die because there's too many guns pointed at you,
Yep.
dude.
I think that's a mission that the guys I was watching the playthrough of Reference, the one where like Sandman's team is like stuck
Sandman,
down
that's,
there,
that
right?
was his name, bro. I
Sandman's
love
team
Sandman.
gets stuck down there, and they're like flying out, and Price is like screaming at them to
Dude.
turn back.
Dude, because Soap just died. Soap just died. It's so awful. It's so awful. It's great. It's so good.
God damn, it's like an emotional moment like that, and like the American soldiers just down there like fighting and holding down so that you can get out of there. And then Price having to deal with the thing of like, if we stayed, we could have maybe helped them. They could have had time to get on the helicopter.
Oh my god. And then in the mission when Soap does die, when you're like aiming at the fucking, you're like aiming at like the hotel that Makarov is supposed to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fucking elevator opens up and it's fucking is it Nikolai or is it Kamarov? I think it's Kamarov.
I don't remember that one.
I'm pretty sure the fucking the elevator opens, and I think it's Kamarov because I think Nikolai lives. I think he's like the only person who, it's like Price and Nikolai are the only guys who survive in the COD 4 campaign.
Yeah, it makes
Or
sense.
like from the COD Modern
Yeah,
Warfare campaigns. That's what I meant. But like the door opens and it's Kamarov sitting there just strapped with explosives on a chair, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and then he just fucking explodes, and you're like,
Jesus.
and then all of a sudden, and then Makarov comes in over the fucking comms, and you're like, oh no, oh no. And then he fucking interacts with, and he's like, Yuri, what's up with that, bro? And then Soap's like, what? And then everything explodes, and then Soap fucking falls. It's crazy.
God
It's
damn.
crazy.
Oh my god. And then in the new game, we've got fucking babyface Ben Shapiro Makarov.
He just,
He looks so much like Ben Shapiro, bro.
A little bit. It's not okay.
It's like Russian Ben Shapiro. It's crazy.
And like I think that the Makarov, like that specific iteration of the character could be very good
Yeah.
if anybody else was doing anything.
Yeah, dude, dude, the one scene that's really funny to me in the new campaign is where like Makarov like just gets out of prison and he's like rallying up all his troops, and then there's the one guy who like didn't follow the plan or whatever,
Yeah.
and so he shoots him. But then he shoots them, and there's a crowd of people standing directly behind him.
Yeah, that was funny shit.
So he just like shoots this guy. If that bullet like travels through,
Dude,
he's killing like 3 of his men.
It would be really funny if he like shot the guy and then someone else died and everybody else was sweating. Damn. Sacrifice
then
had him and then moved
Dude,
on.
they could have. Dude, imagine if COD was a dark comedy. Just fucking Makarov like shooting this dude who betrayed the plan, and then like his second best in command just gets caught in the crossfire, and he's just like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
He's just sitting. He's just like, "Oh suka brat."
So fucked up.
Also, is it just me, or is the like Russian sound like super off in the game?
I don't know.
Like
It's been a
it just sounds weird to me.
I didn't
Like
listen to
it
so I don't care.
doesn't sound right.
Also, you get to pet the dog. Dude, Riley's back. Dude, I saw him and I was like, "Oh, it's a doggo." Then I ran to him and the Riley name popped up and I flipped out. I didn't even play Ghosts. I played it a bit, but like I don't think I beat the campaign.
Yeah.
I don't remember beating it. I think I've seen it, but also maybe I have beaten it, and in my head I don't remember it very well, and I'd just seen it.
You know what? I bet you if you go back to the Ghost campaign, probably better than at least the last
Probably.
couple of recent COD games campaigns.
You know,
Definitely better than MW3.
You know, I've still never beaten the MW2. They're not the MW2. I'm sorry, the Black Ops 2 campaign. I've never beaten it. I've
doesn't-
never beaten it, nor have I seen the end of it.
Really?
I know that
Never
there.
even seen the ending?
No, I don't look up endings. I just
I
like
guess that makes sense.
I'd rather I don't care about watching them. I want to play it.
That's fair.
But yeah, I
to,
know
be,
there's yeah, sure.
to be fair, I haven't beaten it either.
Yeah.
I haven't played through it.
But you've seen it.
I have.
Yeah, I know there's multiple endings.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
It's still weird to me that BO2 is the only game to really do that. With, like the multiple endings and
I
the
mean, Cold War a little bit.
Cold War, yeah. But Cold War to like a lesser extent. Like BO2 has like all the like completely different branching paths.
Yeah.
You don't have that same level of choice in Cold War.
Yeah.
I guess they do have the like 2 different endings for Cold War, 2 different ways that it can go.
Yeah,
Which
What did you play the Cold War campaign?
no,
Did you watch it?
I did. I watched through it. I wish I'd played through it. I didn't. I was in my like. I was a little bit on my COD hater shit still because this was like right.
Yeah.
Because before Cold War came out, I was like, these fucking BO4 man. Ugh.
Even though you loved MW 2019.
I didn't
love
love
is
MW
a strong
2019.
word. Love is a strong word.
I did enjoy the 2019
Yeah.
campaign. Even the
And
2019
and the game. You like the game. I remember hopping into shipment. You being like, I'm having a great time, and I was like, this is awful. This shit sucks.
I think that I did enjoy it, and then I just kind of stopped caring about it after a bit.
Yeah.
I tried to play Warzone before like Rebirth and all that came out, and it it wasn't the move.
I remember playing on fucking Verdansk.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Ollie on Verdansk, bro. Remember that shit? That was fun. We did not do very well, but it was fun though.
No, we did not do very well.
It was fun.
Trying to make that shit work was fun, but dude, Rebirth Island just
Yeah, it just the layer, the small layer, and like the short amount of time that you can be in the spot of just not really knowing what's going on, but like having played COD before and having played a battle royale before, so you'll be fine.
Yep.
But having absolutely no idea what's happening, and just in every game, having no idea what's going on for a bit is just so fun.
It's so good.
There's just that little bit of time, that small pocket where it's just fun. There's no other layers to it. There's no like, damn, well this thing you can't like. There's nothing else to think about. You're just playing it and taking it as it is, and it's just fun.
Yeah, dude, that first game of zombies that we ran,
Yeah.
just like finding perks around and just being like, okay, we got machines spawning in. There's the mystery box there. Oh shit! Holy fuck! I
times.
got the ray gun. Oh my god!
Yeah, it was
And
crazy.
then going into the tier 2 and it being like a pretty noticeable step up, and we're just like, oh fuck!
Oh god.
like that first time we went in when we were like super underprepared was just like, oh shit! This might be a hard game.
This is bad. This is tough.
We're sitting there like struggling, going into the tier 3 zone for the first time and being just like woefully underprepped. Was so fun.
Yeah, it was. But we were like, oh, there's 6 people. We'll be fine.
Nope.
There's 6 of us. No, surely we'll be okay. And
Not
no.
fun.
And then all of a sudden, you just see this 6-person group
5 revive
just
symbols.
red. And it was a problem.
It was bad, bro.
And then when we were like, all right, let's get out of here. Let's go. Like we made the choice to leave before we died, and it was upsetting. I was sad. I didn't want to die.
God, dude, it's just modern COD is so confusing.
It's very confusing.
It's annoying because there's still so many elements there that are like almost really good. Some of the shit is really fun. Some of it's really good.
Yeah.
Some of it just is horrid. Just awful. I fucking hate it.
And the good parts of it is usually Treyarch. I'll be honest.
That yeah,
It's usually them.
Most of the bad modern COD stuff has come from Infinity Ward.
Yep.
And it's not great.
It's just it's so crazy how the ranking is very clearly just at least the 3. I don't know. Raven is harder for me to rank.
Yeah, Raven I think was like lead on a lot of the original Warzone stuff, and I think
They're still lead on the Warzone.
they were lead on Warzone. So at least for like Warzone 1, they were killing it.
Yeah,
Warzone 2, not so much.
I don't know. I don't even agree with them. I don't think it's their fault. They didn't fucking make those goddamn movement mechanics, did they?
Well, no.
That was what we hated.
There were some changes in Warzone 2 that I think were like not the movement that were still bad. I don't know how much was like
Yeah.
who though.
But yeah, so I struggle to rank them, so I'm just not going to do it simply. But it's very clear. It's just Treyarch, not that many gaps, but gaps. Sledgehammer. Woo. Down. Let me get my hand frame. Yep, right here, right there,
Just at the floor.
at the floor. They're awful.
Yeah, Infinity Ward is not doing it right now. It's fucking the new game. The worst part of it is the campaign, which did Infinity Ward like they had to have had a hand in the.
I think
Pretty
they
heavily.
made most of it.
That's what I would assume, because like Sledgehammer mostly handled like the multiplayer and making like all the maps and shit and fixing the movement stuff, and like the mini map and all that, and just making the game good. And then Treyarch did like all of the zombie shit, and the zombies is good because Treyarch handled it, and they know what they're doing.
If fucking Vanguard wasn't a World War II game, everything is different.
I do think the game is received a lot better.
Yeah. I had to give you the frame of eye contact, and then I moved on. But I'm telling you, if every single thing in the game is exactly the same, like the proportions are all the same, the visibility is all the same, but it's in like the 80s or a different time. What's like a war they haven't really focused on too much that they could focus on?
I don't know.
We can't be like COD Civil War. Can't do that. Too far back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could do a World War I game. They've never done that. I mean, we got Battlefield has a World War I thing, but
yeah,
COD hasn't taken a stab at that.
Are we missing a game? Like not a game. Jesus Christ. Are we missing a war?
I mean,
like between like,
I'm sure probably
between
in there
like
somewhere.
Like World War I. So World War I, World War II. We're doing Cold War stuff, even though it wasn't really a war. We're doing the Gulf War. We're doing Gulf War stuff, even though it wasn't really a war. Kind of was a little bit, but still not really. Cold War is also kind of Vietnam War.
Vietnam, yeah.
Still like which was also what like Black Ops 1 was, right?
Yeah, Black Ops 1 had some like Gulf War stuff, I think, because Castro was in that game.
Yeah, I think I played the Black Ops 1 campaign. I remember playing the end of it, and then I remember the mission. I remember playing the mission where you have to or where you can get the thunder gun on it.
Oh yeah,
but I don't remember getting the thunder gun. I just remember playing the mission.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. Yeah, all I know about BO1 is that Fidel Castro is a part of it at some point.
I know you're like way on top of a thing trying to like snipe him, but I also think in my head I had like a crossbow trying to snipe him, which is weird.
That is weird,
but whatever. But yeah, so there's that, and then like the Modern Warfare, like the old Modern Warfare campaigns were kind of like Afghanistan, Afghanistan plus Russia, which were they involved? Someone's gonna know something about wars, and they're gonna think I'm an idiot.
I don't know.
That one was bad.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. So I entirely off topic. I just said like somebody probably knows, and then I just had like the image flashed in my head of like what if in this incarnation of doing the podcast we got like big, and then it was like, oh yeah, let's sit down in my room every week and record a podcast so that like 30,000 people can see it. Like that'd be nuts, right?
Yeah.
And did that feel nuts to you? Obviously not 30,000 people, but did that feel nuts to you when like you were doing shit that you were like, yeah, I want to put this together, and then like, I don't know, 80,000 people watched the Centillions video, right?
Yeah.
Like 86 something.
I think I intentionally tried not to think about that because if I did, it would scare me.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it would like intimidate me and make it a lot harder to do stuff.
Have you thought about that in hindsight?
In hindsight, a little bit, yeah. Like the fact that I have a video that 170,000 people have seen is kind of insane. And it still kills me that it's such a dog shit video.
Very bad. I don't know if it's very bad, but it's just that you were fucking like 12.
Yeah.
And so you're like, hey guys, welcome to a new video.
Yep.
It's really funny. The Centillions video, that was like second stint, right?
Yeah. That's a decent video. It's looking back on it, I'm like,
that's a stream highlight, right?
It's a stream highlight, yeah. I look back on it and I'm like, not great. Like the mic quality is dog shit, and there's like bunch of little things about it that definitely could be better, but it's a better quality video. I'm okay with that being my second most viewed.
Yeah.
I'm happier with that than the loop-de-loop video.
But yeah, but at the time you just entirely ignored thinking about it because it was difficult, which is fair.
Yeah, I like intentionally didn't think about the viewer numbers beyond like I would see how much there was, and I would kind of like acknowledge that and kind of like reference that to what I'd gotten before, and like that type of thing.
You just kind of didn't look at it.
I looked at it as stats and not people.
Number got bigger. Good job.
Yeah.
A lot of big number. But that's But so in hindsight, you have been like 86,000 people watched that video.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's crazy. And that like one day you just like sat down and cut that together, and then 86,000 people watched it.
Yeah,
It's fucked up.
it's crazy. Over the course of like 4 years, that many people have seen that.
Yeah,
my
it's
my
weird.
channel, what did I hit? I think 3 million views.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I can look it up real quick. think
Yeah,
it's
I hit
3.
3 million channel views, which means like obviously not 3 million people have watched my shit. 'Cause, you know. But like, yeah, 3 million times people have decided to like interact with something I've made, which is just an insane number.
Yeah, it's fucked
It's
up.
also it's crazy to think about that and then scale that to like people who will post a video and they'll get that within a few hours of a video going up. See,
Yeah.
like a Mr. Beast, he's getting like millions of views on an individual video after like it's up for a few hours.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't make
that's
any sense.
like that like breaks my brain.
It's at 90 now. Dude, all your top 4 videos are all fucking clean. 170, 90, 60, 50.
Damn, that's nice.
And then it like is like 43, 37, but it's all clean. up
That's
there.
pretty sick.
But that's crazy. And the fucking MH Plus video is 50K on it.
Yeah.
And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. What if we just did that? And we just sat down like, all right, let's give the people what they want.
What if we did just do that?
That'd be crazy. All we got to do is like kidnap Noah or something. That'd be sick. We got Noah J on our podcast.
It's just him
And-
like taped up in the corner.
You know, it's just like him sitting in the middle. Fucking, there's a bag. There's like who's this guy? He's just got a bag on his head. Take it off, and it's just Noah with a fucking like a towel wrapped in his mouth. You know, so you just can't.
He's got like a black eye.
And for the first like 20 minutes, he's not even there. He's passed out. And we take the thing off, and he's just. And then later we accept. It's like, oh my god.
He wakes up and he just starts blinking in Morse code.
But we're like still talking about zombies, and we didn't talk to him before we kidnapped him. We just took him, so he has no idea what's going on. And then we just start talking about zombies, and he's like, "What?" And then we gotta just and then we gotta just loudly voice our Crovey opinion, and then maybe he doesn't even.
He just like snaps into like
Yeah.
he's like fight mode now. He's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right, like maybe we can take the fucking like the whatever, like the towel out of his mouth, so we can argue about zombies. We'll keep them all, the rest of them all tied up though, of course.
I like the idea of him just sitting there and being like dazed and confused and not really struggling. And as soon as he hears a hot take, he just start.
He wants out. He's got something to say.
We just say that like he doesn't know who we are. He doesn't know. If we said that Mob was mid, then he doesn't know that we don't believe that.
He
He'd start trying to throw hands.
Also, we can't lie like that.
Yeah, I mean, we did kidnap him.
We
We
did
could
ki-
we could rile him up a little. We'd poke at the bear a little.
Yeah, no, but then what is it? Dude, you just gotta roll back, fucking use the last save of your opinion on Origins, and just forget that you like it now, and just be like, I don't know, just work
Origin's
for me.
kind of mid.
Dude, that's great. That's a good bit. You just like it's like we're chilling. It's like, you know, you're just like, Origins just doesn't work for me, man. I'm like, yeah, man. Moon, same thing. I think it's bad. And then he's just
Dude,
like,
you could drop the moon and that would get him.
that would get him.
That would
A
get him,
lot
and
of people
that's
like Moon.
dead accurate.
A lot of people like Moon for some fucking reason.
You know, the Archon's actually a guilty pleasure of mine.
I need you to know, you said that, and in my head, the image that flashed up was me like in swing, like just my hand like about to hit you in the face. That's what popped up when you said that.
That's fucking funny, dude. Thinking about like trying to grow the podcast. Something I did think about is that we're in like new zombies now. Something that is kind of interesting to think about is like we're so deep in the podcast now. We're so many episodes. I imagine someone wanting to like watch might have a hard time. Like if they're like playing Modern Warfare Zombies or whatever, they are like looking for shit about zombies. They happen to stumble upon this podcast episode like 108.
Yeah,
Like that's a bit hard to get into.
a little difficult.
And there's like this whole backlog of stuff, and I'm not sure what we do with that necessarily. I did have the flash of an idea in my mind. I don't know if this is the move. I don't know if we should even entertain the idea, but something I thought about with like new zombies and also Treyarch zombies coming out next year. A lot of eyes on zombies now. A lot of people liking the game and whatever. What if we just start fresh? New channel, episode 1, redo intros and stuff. Could get a new audience. This is something that just popped in my brain. Felt like throwing it out there. I don't know or think that's something we should do, but the idea is there.
Well, so to be clear, there's our title. The ending of Pod of the Dead. That's it.
That's funny. I like that.
So
I think there could be merit to that though.
So-
It's like
yeah, let's go down that path right now, and let's
Yep.
let's
talk
go
through it.
let's go pros cons. We'll start with pros because it's I think going to be easier to pull out cons because we're actively doing the podcast that we're talking about ending.
Yeah.
So
It's not like it would be anything different though. It would just
Yeah.
be like we would redo intros, start on like a new channel. It's not like we have that much built up right now, so we're not like leaving that much.
Let's think pros cons.
Okay.
Pro. You know, it could be better. You know,
Yep.
maybe if it was less surmountable. Because I don't know if I would feel that way. Because I know that like I was watching The Yard Ep 1. I was there week 1.
Yeah.
So I like it there was nothing to surmount. Although there were times where I like stopped watching it and then I was like, I want to watch it again. I got 25 episodes to watch. Bang. And then I would just watch 25 episodes. It'd be sick. You know?
Yeah, I do think there is some value in having like a backlog.
Yeah. But you know, there is like it might be difficult for someone to see and say something about.
Yeah, there's a barrier to entry, and I also think that when you scroll down, you look at our backlog, a lot of the early stuff is like very poorly put together, and you look at that and you just go,
It's very bad.
I don't want to watch that. Like if we go in, we have a chance to like rebrand a little bit and just like run stuff a little bit more like good, I guess. Like less jokey thumbnails and shit, less like
Yeah.
like we don't start off with a thumbnail that's like a black screen with me doing like that face or whatever, and
Yeah.
it just like question marks in red.
But that's funny.
It is funny. I'm okay with it on this, but it also isn't super conducive to
Okay.
having an audience.
Okay, so let's go down this path for a second. Here's my problem.
Okay.
If we start a new thing, I don't know if I'm okay with it still being Pod of the Dead.
That's fair. That's something I thought about is like, if we start something else, would it still be Pod of the Dead?
And the problem is I think that Pod of the Dead is maybe the best possible zombies podcast name. I think we binked it immediately.
Yep.
I don't think you can make a better name. Genuinely, if you're trying to like make some like zombies based like podcast name, you know, like if you want to like, you know, do something like specific and, you know, like reference someone else's channel or some specific thing, maybe, but I don't think that you can name a zombies podcast better than Pod of the Dead. It rolls off the tongue too well. There's too many fucking one of the GOAT maps.
Yep.
It's just 2 different letters. And so to me that would be upsetting.
Yep.
Also, if we do a new thing, are we Dude, okay, hold on. So, okay, I'll ask a question first and then I'll circle back.
There's too much silence.
I sat there for a second and then I was like, okay, what was I gonna say? And then I froze up and then I was like, damn, I'm freezing up a little bit. And then I looked up and me on the fucking thing and I was just hard stuck frozen. And I was just like this. And I was like, dude, I'm sure you were moving, but if you weren't moving, someone checked their monitor. Someone like paused and unpaused the video.
That's funny.
But like, are we committing to it being something that looks or there's something that appears to be quality? Are we doing good thumbnails? Are we doing good titles every time?
That's what I'd like to do if we do something different.
Because the problem is that I think you either need to be all in on it or you're not. I think that you have to either make good thumbnails or like you can't just like slide in a few funny shit ones.
Yeah.
They got to be good.
Yeah. I think that if we do go this direction, that is what I'd want to do.
And I have another question for you.
What you got?
Is there a world? I'm not sure if I want to do it, so I'm presuming this as a thing.
That's fair.
Is there a world that this is like a Face Jam Spittin' Silly situation? We could just do both. I don't know how they do it, but we could just do both.
We could, but I feel like we already don't have a lot to talk about a lot of the time. It's like I guess if we're doing one that's like more zombies focused with like Modern Warfare zombies now,
we could.
But the problem with that then is we do our more serious thing, and that's our zombies podcast that isn't Pot of the Dead, and then we've got Pot of the Dead, which is our like we get on and just fuck around podcast.
Well then here in that situation here is my again we're all in theory proposal. Mm-hmm. We transfer the name.
See, that's what I was thinking.
This podcast stops being Pot of the Dead.
That
starts being something else.
That also, to me, begs the question of, like, if we don't do both, couldn't we just transfer the name anyway? Because at that point, if we're moving the name, we're, like, doing a separate thing, technically. Like, because the thing is, at the end of the day, it's still Pot of the Dead. We're still doing the same thing. We're still sitting down, we're doing our podcast, we're going to run it the exact same way and just take it a little bit more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, like, I understand you not wanting to, like, move the name or whatever, but I feel like we just could, and we could keep our good name.
No, and then I ask, what happens to this?
This channel, if we don't do anything with it, this just becomes like an archive channel. We leave up all the episodes. We already don't title them Pot of the Dead in the title of the actual episode.
It's Zombies podcast, that's true.
Yeah, which I think in hindsight, that wasn't the move, but we started doing that and we kept doing it for so long that...
What was the move?
Just call it Pot of the Dead. I think having that branding and it being Pot of the Dead, I think is better.
Well, let me look at the old episodes because I know that was a decision that was made, and
that was a call that you made, I think, and I like went along with.
Yeah, because I know I wanted it to be somewhere.
Because I do understand the reasoning. I'm not saying like it was like you're dumb for thinking that.
Jesus fucking Christ!
What?
I got so scared. I looked up Pot of the Dead on YouTube just because I didn't want to switch channels. And the fucking last video, it says no views on it. I froze.
It does that sometimes.
Yeah,
it's
got
fucking stupid.
It's got about the same amount of views as the rest of them do.
Okay.
Yes, the Zombies podcast.
I think we retroactively switched all the old ones.
Did we? We might have that might have been
so.
Retroactive.
Because I'm pretty sure they're all like named the same way now. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't remember what the decision was.
Yeah, all I know is that we switched to Zombies podcast. I think the rationale behind that was like, if you're looking up, if you want to find like a Zombies podcast, you just see that and it's like, oh, search Zombies podcast. There's our thing right there. Which I do get. I understand that, but I feel like having that branding and having it being Pot of the Dead is important.
Yeah.
That would be an important thing to me. I'd want to have it be Pot of the Dead and call it Pot of the Dead in like the titles and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we go down that route, new channel, that becomes Pot of the Dead. This becomes like an archive. I don't know what we necessarily like change it to, but we could like we could yeah, I don't know, just like keep all the videos up on this channel, like change the icon or change the channel name or whatever. And then we just move over to the new channel, start fresh. We can do our like it gives us a bunch of easy content because we can reintroduce ourselves and all that.
We do get easy content.
That's something is like if we start it, we could start and have it immediately jump into like the new Zombies content and like tackle that. And then during like kind of the off bits where there's not as much happening, we can go like, hey, we know what we're doing with Zombies. or something. We it also I don't know. I feel like you kind of need to have the intro stuff early on.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with it. So like with the timing of shit. I feel as if we are too late to get the best part of it for this game.
Yeah.
The game came out 3 weeks ago. I feel, or a little less than 3 weeks ago, but 3 weeks ago. I feel like we have missed the rush, right?
Yeah.
Or we've missed the rush if in theory we're making a new channel and we're doing it in theory, or technically, whatever, hypothetically now, right?
Yep.
So we shouldn't do it now, or like we shouldn't do it now, like today now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to do it today now. I'm just bringing that up because I think it's important. Then I think the other option is then there's two more spots where I think we can do it. Either when the Treyarch game comes out or before the Treyarch game comes out. And to give us that build up before.
Yep.
Right? Have it be not a huge backlog, some episodes, enough episodes that we can put forth that we know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're
like,
not stupid.
Reintroduce ourselves as like established zombies players.
That on average, we've, like, for people watching this, we've probably been doing this longer than you have. We've been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah. Also, something that could help with this if we end up like doing this. This is something we talked about off pod a little bit. We haven't actually even like addressed it really on the podcast. Is the 1v1 series going away?
That's true.
I find it funny that we just haven't talked about it on an episode at all.
I mean, like, you referenced it at the very beginning of the last one, right? And then
I think I made a joke about it, but we haven't actually like talked about it and why we did 4 and then stopped doing them.
You want to get that?
Yeah, just knock it out real quick. It just like wasn't really vibing for either of us really. It was hurting our views on It was hurting our views on the episodes, and the views were starting to go down for the 1v1 episodes. And there are a couple other reasons. It was just
also,
like
the problem is with a lot of it. I'm also not sure if it was necessarily the views were going down because like it just wasn't working, or if it was, oh yeah, we did a fucking gauntlet on classified. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, but
which isn't a problem with you picking. It was completely fine. It's a very reasonable choice. Made sense. But who the fuck cares?
Yeah, that's
like,
fair. But then the normal episodes, which would have like been getting views, like we'd been hitting a relatively consistent amount, and then we just stopped hitting that.
Yeah, and then we stopped hitting it, and then we stopped posting those, and now
it's going back up.
Now we're back in our 30s again, which is kind of about as low as I'm okay with being.
Yeah,
but like which is to say I'm okay with it there. It's fine.
Yeah,
but so if we're doing a new channel, it can't be now, and it has to be way down the line, right? Is that okay? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but what I was gonna say with the 1v1 series thing is if we bring that back and it becomes so Jack and I talked about this a little bit. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it is relevant to this discussion here. We talked about it being a thing that we continue doing, but as a separate entity from Pod of the Dead, as like a separated thing. I start uploading 1v1 episodes on my second channel. We do that. I'm still editing them. They don't come out every week or whatever. Maybe we don't do the punishment thing, or we kind of workshop that. But it becomes a thing that we still do. It comes out on my second channel. That becomes a separate thing. That could be an easy way for us to become established as zombies players. If those gain some traction, then people start knowing who we are from that.
That's true.
We have kind of a foundation. At that point, we can step in and like do our new podcast thing, and then people have like an established idea of who we are within the zombies community.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's something that could help us out. Like if we do this down the line, that gives us a leg up where like we just have an in where it's like I go on the second channel, I'm like, hey guys, we're doing a new podcast thing.
Okay, so and I got a few more things to push at you.
Okay.
First thing, simply a question, not expecting anything inherently. Is there a world where we could go, your second channel has 300 subs, new podcast channel, bang, delete all of it, 300 viewers who were all there for specifically either you because they like you more than normal because it's your second channel. People sub to second channels, they like you very much or specifically, or people who like you a little bit and like zombies because you played zombies or Isaac. But
yeah, I think that's reasonable, but I'd like to have the channel open as my personal channel to do stuff with if I want to.
Now, to be fair, that doesn't stop you from making another one.
That is
Just
true.
Doing it
yeah,
again.
that's true.
I'm not going to push you to do that. I'm going to present it as an option and then leave it there because I don't want to fucking make you change something that you don't actually want to change, or like make you be like kind of upset about it, but it's whatever. You're like, oh no, it's fine, it's cool, but then you're fucking irritated because your channel is gone.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
That Right now, that's something I don't think I'd be comfortable with doing.
Yeah, so that's fine. But what's important is that in the situation that we do it, and because like we can't do it now, we'd have to do it sometime near the release of the next game. We move out of here in August.
Yeah.
So that would be a good thing or that would be a good time to kind of hard line it a little bit and be like this is now something different, regardless of whether or not we're doing like the splitting it up, fucking doing two things because why not, or we're just going new channel. Like we don't have to worry about anything like I might have been too loud. I'm sorry. The mic got real close to my face. We don't have to worry about making a new channel and this still being up here, you know?
Yeah.
Which I don't want that to happen. I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I was thinking like if we do this, we need like a change in scenery. We need to like actually put some effort into making something that looks even like semi-professional or like a little bit better than.
And
what
if
we
we're
have.
moving, that like we're moving into different houses.
Yep.
Nearly assuredly.
Yep.
And like we can kind of. Also, I think there's a good chance that my computer, I sometimes I forget to turn my desktop audio down, and I think it just went. So I think that people might have just heard that.
That's funny.
And that'd be really funny because it just popping up. I gotta turn that off when we do the podcast.
Okay.
I should probably do that. Okay, but yeah, like that gives us a good spot to like move. We both move into where we're moving into with the knowledge that we need a room for the podcast.
Yeah.
And that we can have that entirely to the side, and that we can like build that from the ground up more.
Yeah.
Because like with this house, we didn't have time. We moved into this house 2 weeks before, or we like signed the lease for this house 2 weeks before we had to move out of our old apartment.
Yep.
It was not good. I was scared. I remember when I was at work and Mac texted me and was like, "We fucking got it. We got it." I like dropped everything and rushed to go find you because I was like, "You need to be know. We're good."
Yeah.
Because I was so scared. Like it was fucked up.
Yeah. It was weird for me is like I felt nothing like that. It maybe just kind of is like that thing of like I feel like nothing can go wrong in that regard because nothing has gone wrong for me. I wasn't worried about it at all. I was like, it'll figure itself out. Like Max got it. Like I wasn't really a part of it, so I was just like, this will get handled. Like I'm not worried about it.
Question: do you think that's because your personal living situation hasn't changed much? You're just kind of in a room.
Probably part of it. I think a big thing is just that like I said, I feel like nothing can go wrong. Like I'm a little bit invincible.
Yeah, no, because the problem there for me was that it was like there's a very clear, like, we have our backup. The backup is we just stay.
Yep.
I hated it there.
Yeah,
Awful.
That's fair.
This room has been I remember when we fucking moved in here and I just walked into this room and I just like laid down for a bit and I was like, thank fucking God, I'm not in the living room anymore.
Hey, we got up on a big tangent.
We did.
My fault.
We're ending Pot of the Dead. I do think that like now post this conversation, the likely route is that something happens.
Yeah.
But by the time, like, after we move, something is gonna happen, regardless of whether or not it is this channel gets archived, the channel gets turned into fucking before the game or whatever the fuck we want to call it.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not whatever that happens, or we have a new podcast that becomes Pod of the Dead, I think something's gonna happen now because I am on the same page that I think it's difficult for this channel to grow.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing that I'm coming back to is like we can keep doing it for fun on this channel, but I don't really see a path where we get anywhere on this channel. And if that's something that we actually want to push for, I don't know if it's possible for us to do that here.
Not easily, at least.
Not easily. There's like a path that we can do that, but like growing a podcast like this that has already been running for so long is just difficult.
Yeah.
And it's if we get a fresh start on it, especially if we do the 1v1 series and that kind of establishes us, even in like a small way, even if those end up being videos that get like 2K views per, that's like a massive step up for us in terms of this channel, or in terms of like our presence in the zombies community.
Do you think those videos are gonna get 2K views?
No, I'm just saying, even in a world where that happens, like that gives us a leg up, even like on that scale.
Yeah, I need you to be ready for that to be not anywhere near what happens.
Yeah,
because we're talking second channel, not main.
Yeah.
Main channel, it could happen, which I'm not pushing for it. You're good. No issues. We're fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying in the event that these videos start getting like pushed in the algorithm a little bit, people start seeing them a bit more, because I think that's possible. Zombies is kind of hot right now, especially even we could just do some like MW2 or MW3 content as well.
Yeah, we could.
And then like we do a little bit of that, like dude, just us rolling up as a duo and like doing some cool MW3 shit. I don't know what that actually looks like, but we could do some of that, and it's getting pushed in the algorithm right now. So there's something there. I don't know if that grows. It's all hypothetical.
Yeah.
It could not.
Yeah, that's the problem with all of it, is it feels difficult because every single route is in some way a gamble.
It's a gamble, but I think in my head the way I'm rationalizing it is that it's a gamble that has a much higher chance of working out if we move.
The upside is way higher.
The upside is way higher, and the like worst case I think is we do that, and we're still recording the podcast and everything. We still have what we have, and we don't really like go up from it.
Yeah.
Which I think obviously that would suck a little bit, but we're also still doing the podcast at that point. It's not like we're losing much. Maybe we take a little bit of a hit to the ego or whatever of like we put in more effort for something and it didn't pan out. But
yeah, that theoretical negative of like if we make a new thing and it doesn't work out, I'm like, damn, we threw away like 140 episodes.
We're not throwing it away because we've still done it. It's still here.
Yeah,
that's the way I'm looking at it. It's like we did this. It's here. We still have that back catalog. People can still go back and look at these episodes. We still have a podcast that ran for 100 and however many episodes. And then the theoretical upside to that is then we start fresh. We do like a little refresher. We've got Pod of the Dead new. And then that like starts growing and we actually get somewhere. And then we have the old podcast that we did where it was fun and it ran for a while.
And that's Pod of the Dead Classic.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, we called this channel Pod of the Dead Classic. That's pretty funny. Pod of the Dead Classic.
We just do the fucking Coke thing, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was thinking when I said that.
New Pod of the Dead and then Pod of the Dead Classic.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
There's a whole Futurama episode where they do that. You know the fucking the Slurm Factory one, where they got Slurms Mackenzie. They're like, we got the new with new Slurm, and then everyone will hate it, and then we'll bring back Slurm Classic, and we'll make billions. It's great.
That's pretty funny.
I love Futurama so much.
So good.
It's so fucking funny all the time.
Yeah, that's where my head's at on that now. I don't know. See, I initially brought it up and I was like, I don't think this is the move. I've fully convinced myself that this is eventually what's going to happen.
Yep. Which is it's scary.
Yeah.
Because also like we did it. We legitimately, there was obviously we say it repeatedly and always, and I feel like we're at a point where people do believe us on it. Obviously, we're an hour in, so no one's watching. So we're at this point, we're just talking to each other.
Mhm.
But like, we did not think we would make it to 3 episodes. That
Yeah.
we were like, we're probably gonna do an episode and then not want to do it, or maybe 2, or maybe even 3. But after that, we're fucked. We are over 2 years in, which
Yeah.
is fucking insane.
Yeah, we kept it up. It became such a part of our routines that it's just like we just do it
Yeah,
now.
it's just and it is sad. Like, if nothing, it is sad to be like, all right, and now this is done. We're doing a new thing that's like this. It's very nearly the exact same thing, but this specific iteration of it is done, and that is sad. Which
Yeah.
the problem is that for me, like, that is the prevailing emotion here, is or the prevailing feeling, not of like this could be better, not necessarily like optimism of like this could work out more, or like intrigue because maybe we can do this better, or but like the prevailing feeling is sadness that this specific iteration of it is done, and that we will, regardless of how well the new one does, if it does super well, if it doesn't matter, we will at that point never have this back. This is the portion of our lives we were doing Pot of the Dead Classic.
Yeah.
And that I know it's specifically just for me. Not necessarily just for me, like I'm the only person who ever feels things ever. That's not true. But like for me, that is the prevailing emotion, is being sad that this thing is done. Well, obviously we're not done doing this kind of thing, but this thing being done makes me sad. Which dilutes my ability to make the actual choice to do the new thing, even though it is on paper and in reality just better. It's just a better option.
Yeah, I do understand that. I think that's fair. It makes sense because this is something that we've been doing for so long. But my mindset on it is a little bit different than yours. I don't see it as a sad thing, like, really at all. Like I understand where that comes from for you, but for me, it's like this was a thing for so long, and we've done it, and it was good, and we've had a good time with it. But at some point, it's gonna end. If this is where it ends, I would rather it be a thing where we make the choice to end it and move on and try and do something bigger with it, than for it to just fizzle out and us just run out of steam. And then even if the new thing works, or even if the new thing doesn't work, at least we tried. Even if that does fizzle out, at least we tried to do something bigger than what we are right now. At least we tried to make something of it. I think that I think forward a few years, and I think I will regret it more if we don't go for it than if we do and it doesn't work.
I will say, when we do that last episode, I will cry.
Yeah, that'll be that last one on this channel will be rough.
It's gonna hurt. Because like that's like a thing for me. Is specifically is just like having something and it being good, and then never being able to have it again. That is like a thing that is in my head, of like that I think about relatively often with most things. Like various relationships that I've had with people, and like kind of roles that they've played for me, and then like just things that I've been doing and places that I've been, not like just like in my life, not like that I've been in like Italy, like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like I am never going to have high school back. And especially like it's different and it's worse for me because it was taken from me.
Yeah, you had the COVID years. You got fucked on
it didn't just like I didn't get to do all of it. It was stolen.
Yeah.
The best parts of it were stolen from me. It was very sad. And I will never get that back. And then especially if we're doing it and then we're going, okay, this is going to be like a somewhat serious thing now. We're serious in the regards of like we're going to try. Like it being bad and us being like, is not an option anymore. You know,
Yeah.
we're not going down that path. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the idea of just like fucking around. We fucking that thumbnail where it's the fucking green cat in the fucking spaceship in the Earth blowing up, and the title being like "Pot of the Dead gets political" or whatever the fuck, or we're canceled, or no, it's canceled. That was the different. That was the one when we were like we're sweeping silence and we put tape over our mouths. And we can't do that anymore. And to me that's sad because that was so funny. That episode where we just bullshit for 50 minutes and then we're like, what the fuck are we calling this app? And then we got to figure that out. And we just fucking bullshit our way to just silencing ourselves via tape and getting real close to the camera, getting to the thumbnail late in the pod. That's funny.
I will say, I do think that even if we're taking it a little bit more seriously, I think there's a little bit of room for that still. Obviously, we can't go as crazy with it. We can't have, like, a green cat exploding the Earth in the thumbnail. That's a little bit too far in that direction. But, like, running our bits and shit and doing, like we can still have thumbnails that look good that are also a little bit goofy. Especially during, like, kind of the off time where nothing as crazy is happening on zombies. Because, like, the way that I'm imagining this in my head, if it works out how I'd like it to, is we get in while the iron is hot. We strike while the iron's hot. That's the expression.
Yeah.
We get in. We get a decent viewer base. Decent being, like, some level of consistent viewership.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We just need to not be getting 0 views ever.
Yeah. We get a consistent level of viewership. People are actually listening to the podcast. They get an idea of who we are. They kind of understand us. And then at least some of them stick around just to listen to the podcast and to listen to us.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of room for it to be, like... I do feel like if we do this, it kind of needs to err more on the side of, like, zombies with some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
We can't just have an episode where... Or like, Call of Duty with the other stuff.
Yes. That's the thing. That's the thing I was thinking about with the idea of doing 2, is that we can effectively, like, we can multi-personality this shit and just have one podcast that's about Call of Duty, specifically zombies, but about Call of Duty, so we can fucking spend 30 minutes talking about why the old campaigns were goated and the new ones are fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, that can still be there, but we like and then also we can have our one where we're bullshitting and we're just vibing for an hour or however long we're doing it, and then we can fucking green cat Earth blowing up.
Yeah.
That can be the thumbnail for that.
Dude, it's something that I'm thinking about now, actually, which is something that I think this is an idea that I remember you having, like, years and years ago, is, like, when we would be hopping on to play games, we would just, like, sit down, we'd be sitting in the lobby, and we'd just talk for a little bit before we start playing. And you were like, what if we, like, made something out of this? Now I'm thinking, what if we have, like, our zombies podcast, and then we have, like, a secondary thing with, like, new branding. We call it like the lobby or something.
That's a better name. Now
the lobby.
Now you remember earlier when I said we have our new podcast and we call it Before the Game?
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Because that was our name. It's a bad name. It's a bad name and we knew it then. But that's like that was our, like, working title.
Yeah, I like the idea of, like, of the lobby, though, or, like,
the lobby's a good name,
something like that, where it's just, like, the idea of, like, us just chatting in the main menu before we start playing.
Yeah, and that's another thing
that's good. That's good branding there too. I like that.
Good branding. It's good branding.
It gives, like, a slight gimmick to it, where you can just sit down and talk about whatever the fuck.
Yeah, because that's like, for a while, just kind of how our relationship was, where we didn't talk all the time because you were fucking doing your never ever respond shit, and we didn't. We didn't live. We lived, like, 30 minutes away from each other, and neither of us could drive, so it wasn't so, like, hanging out had to be, like, a full fucking thing.
Yeah, it was an ordeal that we had to set up with our parents.
Because, like, not only did we have to be driven there, like, they're not driving there and hanging out and then taking us home. Because also I would always go to your house because your house always had better shit. So which was fine. I never was upset about it.
Yeah.
But it was like my parents. That is 2 total hours of driving. An hour there, an hour back, and then 2 days later, an hour there, or not an hour there, an hour back, half an hour there, half an hour back, half an hour there, half an hour back to pick me up, and like they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, which is
reasonable.
fair. So they just like dumped Jack off at my place, and he was there for towards the end before we started living together. It was anywhere from like a day or two to like a week at a time.
Yeah, no, I lived there for a bit, and like, your parents were like, when are you just gonna start fucking living here, bro? And I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And look at how that turned out.
Yeah, and then we fucking stole you. It was like ours now. We just fucking like you just like went over to talk to your parents, and we just grabbed you by the collar and and fucking took you. Now you're ours.
And look at how I turned out after that.
Yeah.
Oh man. God damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it was like, what was the point of that? What were we talking about?
Yeah.
How we didn't really interact
Yeah,
all
we
that
didn't- we
often
didn't-
outside of that.
Yeah.
So whenever we would go to play games, we would sit in the lobby for like
an
half an
hour.
hour before.
For like an hour, just catching up.
Yeah, we would just like talk about whatever was going on. Because when you don't live together too, there's a lot of shit that happens to. I remember, I very specifically remember. This might have been the time you brought up the idea for it. I don't remember that for sure, but I
Maybe.
remember just sitting in the BO3 lobby before we were playing Zetsubo.
See?
Before we were playing Zetsubo.
mac and cheese.
Before we were playing Zetsubo, and you were just telling me about your first day at the retirement home and how horrified you were at everything.
Dude, it was awful. I was so scared.
It was so good though. It was such a good conversation. You're just sitting there waiting to get into the game, and you going like, "Oh, there's this person who was just screaming in the halls. There's someone walking by just going do a deet, do a deet, do a deet, deet, deet."
I fucking oh my god, bro. Do da do. All the fucking time, bro.
man.
She didn't stop. And then Sky worked there 6 months after, and then first 6 months after I left, and she did not stop saying that shit.
Nope.
She had something to say, and it was always do da do da dee da do, or it was help me.
Jesus, man.
Horrible.
It's one of those things that you kind of have to laugh at for your
Yeah.
own sake, or
Yeah.
else. Like I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, are we being like horribly insensitive about this? A little bit, but also if we. Like, it's one of those things where if you take it more seriously, it will like fuck with you super heavy.
You just have like there you have to not actually see any of it.
There has to be that level of mental separation, because otherwise you will go insane in a matter of days.
I saw a dead guy, like for real.
Yeah.
I saw a real dead guy, and then I went in, and then another time I went into the room of a person who like was one of my favorite people there. She was great. I don't remember her name, which makes me very sad, but she was great. Always interacting with me well, and she was back there because she had left because she didn't need it anymore, but she was back because her husband was dying. And so I like walked into the room to give her food as she sat in front of her dying husband, who then died like 2 days later. It was
Jesus, man.
awful, but I just had to not think about it. But dude, walking to that room was horrible. I was like,
Yeah.
this person is great and is super fun and has made my job much better and easier, because she was like one of the first people I'd give the shit to every day, and she was just great. And then her fucking husband's dead, and I was sad. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it now.
Yeah. It's I remember that though,
All
just
done.
like that initial conversation and just
Yeah.
sitting down and
It's a
like
good time.
talking about whatever was going on.
Yeah, it was good.
So yeah, I like the idea of having that, of like I like the idea of that too, that being a podcast, that because that would be easier to record. We could sit down, hop in just a Discord call like we used to do, and then we could just like one of us just like records the game lobby of whatever game, and then the
do that.
podcast ends by us going, okay, let's run it.
All right, let's get going.
I actually really love that. I actually love that idea of us just like sitting down. It can be however long, just whatever we have to talk about. I like the idea of it being like a thing where we can just like chat and let it go for however long it goes.
Yeah.
Like if we sit down for 15 minutes, that's the episode. We sit down for an hour and talk, that's what we get out of it. And then it just ends with us going, all right, let's start the game up. Let's get into it.
You got your gums ready? Yeah. We're ending Pot of the Dead.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Not soon, but we're ending Pot of the Dead Classic. We're doing new Pot of the Dead, and we're also starting a podcast called The Lobby. That's the plan.
Yeah, by August 1st, 2024, Pot of the Dead will never be the same.
That's probably true. Maybe that's the title. Pot of the Dead will never be the same.
I think that's a more accurate title.
I
but
say that we're making the title. We're ending Pot of the Dead is
close enough. To me, that's close enough. To me,
if I had a few question marks to it, that makes it okay.
Yeah.
We're ending Pot of the Dead.
The thing is, to me, it doesn't matter, and that is close enough. The question marks are not necessary to me, because like we fucking are, like we're talking about ending this channel. This channel is Pot of the Dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like ending it in its current iteration. So we're ending Pot of the Dead.
It's the end of the pod as we know it.
Yeah, dude, it's really funny. Super quick aside. We'll come back to the normal conversation in just a second.
Okay.
Yard bit. I thought that was funny. was that there was an episode that they were like, okay, if Ludwig loses this thing, he's gonna have to shave his head, right?
Yep.
And they titled they're gonna shave it on the podcast. I was like, sick. So I'll be able to watch it. But I didn't have the Patreon because I was poor, and I am poor and I still don't have it. But so they titled the episode, "We Shaved Ludwig's Head." I watched the whole episode. His head does not get shaved. And I was like, so they just lied. Like
that's
like
fucking funny,
all
bro.
the time they'll like name it something that is stupid and like doesn't seem like it makes sense, and for some reason it'll make a little bit of sense at some point. It's a podcast.
It'll like come up in the episode.
It's a fucking podcast. If it gets brought up, it's close enough.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, he was just like, "We did it in the Patreon, and I forgot. I thought we did it in the main. We didn't. That one was on me."
That's
and
fucking funny,
then
bro.
they haven't changed it. It's still We Shaved His Head, and they didn't do it. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's pretty fucking funny.
And then it fucking irritated me because then in the next episode they talked about it and they're like, "Well, we're lying like every ep though," and they were like, "Yeah, they're not. They usually have something like some way that it references it that you can be like, oh, that's funny. It's the title." I love doing that. That's it.
Yeah.
We're also really deep now.
How long have we been going for? This is a long one.
At least $1.20.
Yeah, hour 20.
So
Oh,
yeah, we're ending Pot of the Dead.
I just kicked the chair with my heel.
We're ending Pot of the Dead.
Well, I don't think this is the direction we're taking.
This is it.
Wham!
Hold on. No. Hold on.
I like how I did that, by the way, and then I held it here. I got you. You
Dude,
can't get me now.
I'm pissed. You beat me to it. You beat me to doing something. I was about to fucking wouldn't do you any good. and just take you out, bro. It's a sick line. It's upsetting how cool the line is.
Yeah, that's
the shit hits.
Man, I wish I'd let you do the bit then, because that would have been a good way to end the episode. We started with the MW3 talk, and then okay, quick, run back the bit. Run back the bit.
Well, hold on. All right. We gotta do the fucking rewind noise. Wouldn't do you any good. We're ending Pot of the
Dead. There we go. That's it.
Yeah. I don't. I'm kind of at my end of talking.
Yeah, it's
here.
Guys. We're ending Pot of the Dead episode
109.
Is this 19?
One.
Are we past that? Or are we before that?
I think this is 10.
Is this 110?
I'm gonna say 10.
It's gonna be like 114 or something, and we're gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's 107. Damn.
Oh, we're on 107.
We're on 107.
Wait, we're doing 107.
This is 107 right now.
Cool.
The VR11 goes kind of crazy though. Zombies podcast episode 106.
I see.
All
right. Well.
All right.
We're ending Pot of the Dead episode 107.
Quick.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the YouTube channel For You page?
I haven't really thought about it that much. Beyond it's different, I don't like it. I haven't gotten past that initial phase of I saw something different and went, oh, that's weird. I think in theory it could be good. It's just more like algorithm shit. I don't like that it is prioritized over like how someone personally customizes their channel layout.
Yeah.
That bit I don't like. I don't mind it being there as a thing in general. I don't like it taking priority over everything else.
Yeah, I also feel like for me, when I go to someone's channel, I am going there to find something.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want to watch something specific, whether it be like the beginning of a series or a certain episode of a series.
Yeah.
Usually something like that, or like some old video that I want to watch, and so I just don't need it.
Yeah, like if you're watching based on just recommended, or
Yeah.
like based on the algorithm, you're just gonna click on whatever video you see next.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, I go to someone's channel to like look through their catalog of videos. Usually, if I find one video from someone, I'm like, I like what you're doing. I want to see what else you put
Yeah,
out.
let me see if this guy's cool.
Maybe then the For You page could be kind of good because it could recommend videos that I
Yeah.
could see that kind of being useful. But even then, I'm probably gonna like see that and then just scroll past it and go to like the videos tab and see what they've got.
Maybe not though.
Maybe not. Maybe it becomes more useful.
Maybe in reality that like plays out like you going, let me see if this guy's cool. And you click on his channel, then there's a For You page, and you go, these videos look all right.
Just give this first one a watch.
Yeah, and
or you see the For You stuff and it's like, what the hell?
yeah, and it notifies you who that guy is immediately.
You're like, I don't know about this.
And then you can just kind of judge it and yeah, you can kind of work a little bit more based off of peaks than
Yeah.
valleys. 'Cause I think a lot of YouTubers work based on peaks and not valleys.
Yeah, I think that in theory it's good. Still don't like it being the first thing and not being. I don't even know if it's customizable actually. I've only ever seen it as like the first thing that pops up now after it was changed.
So here's the thing, about that. Like we have one. It auto does it.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I thought.
So, like I remember, I think it's customizable. I think you can put it wherever you want. And
Yeah, if it's adjustable and you can make it not be the very first thing that people
Yeah,
see.
after
then, like,
we're done, I'll fucking find out. I'll go,
Yeah,
I'll go look
okay.
at it because we fucking have one. Just do it.
Yeah.
Do I have one on my channel? I want to see.
you probably do. If I assume it's if a channel has videos, it has the For You thing.
Dude, I have 3 videos. Oh, that's crazy. So I have 3 videos. The first 3 videos are all podcast things. Where the first one is Welcome to the Chimcast, and then it's the
Crazy.
fucking that thing that we're not going to describe because it was a bit that I didn't think should be in it. The Pod of the
What?
Anniversary special has 100 views.
Damn,
So that's the 3rd podcast episode with 100 views.
hell yeah.
And then we're kicking fish. We're kicking fish with the podcast already, which also has 100 views. Dude, it's crazy. So in the background, it's just
Dude.
fucking fit. Is when did I never
What?
saw that? Did
What?
you ever see that? Look at him. It's fucking. What's his name?
So
I think that's Mike, right?
It's someone.
Right, that's Mike. It's either
There's
Mike.
somebody back there.
It's Mike or it's Saul.
That I thought it was Saul at first.
I also thought it was Saul, and then I looked at it more, and I thought that it was Mike.
I don't know.
And then the video that I thought about yesterday, which upset me because I thought it was bad.
What video?
The video where I did the fucking where I talked for 2 minutes about tone deaf and why it was funny. I hate that video. I'm actually gonna delete that right now. That is my least favorite thing I've ever made.
Hey,
is-
one final thing before we go. Bro, they added Eminem to Fortnite. That's
They're
crazy.
adding Eminem to Fortnite.
Playing Fortnite with your grandma.
Well, they're not adding him yet, but they will add him a week from today.
Oh,
He's coming in on the 2nd.
okay.
Yeah, that's the black you fucking fin
That's cool.
in it.
Shout out Eminem.
Shout out Eminem.
That's an awfully hot drop spot.
That's an awfully hot shield pot.
All right, thanks for
Bye,
watching
guys.
Pot of the Dead.
We're never coming back.
This is it.
Bye.
Later.
Bye. Bye again. Bye for a.
Bye until next week.
all right.
We'll be back.
No, we're gone
Yeah.
forever. Oh, I hit start streaming.